Make the yoghurt and spiced marinated chicken, red cabbage and coriander slaw, and a flatbread. So I'm just going to strip the chicken up, the chicken breast, and mix it in with smoked paprika, cumin, a little bit of lemon juice and garlic, and some natural yoghurt. Just mix it all in together, and then we're going to leave that sat aside for about 20 minutes just to infuse.
Nice thin strips of chicken as well, so it'll cook nice and evenly. So in the bowl I've got there, what I've been doing while Steve's just been doing the chicken in the marinade, is I've got some shredded red cabbage there, some really thin shredded red cabbage. Took the core out. I'm going to put some onion into it quickly. Just some white onion, cut really fine again. I'm going to pop that in. That. We've got the chilli there that I've halved and de-seeded. Again, we're going to do that really finely. We're going to chop that down. If you don't want any heat, don't add it in. It just adds a little bit of a zest to it, really. So that's enough, I'd say there. We'll chop that down to nice little pieces. This is a good alternative, isn't it, Steve, to your takeaway, spending money, gets you involved at home, doing some cooking with the family, stuff like that. That's what it's about, I think, especially in these lockdown times. Cooking together as a family and saving money as well, and gaining skills that you've probably not got. So I've got some coriander here. All this stuff is available from supermarkets as well, relatively inexpensive. We're just going to chop that up roughly there. We're going to add that into the bowl. So in there we've got the cabbage, the onion, the chilli, the coriander. I'm going to add a touch of salt, just a little bit of ground black pepper. And then what we've got here is we've got some lime. We're not going to do a mayo based slaw, we're going to freshen it up a little bit. So we're going to squeeze all that lime into there. We'll probably do both halves because we need a little bit of sharpness to it. It'll counteract the spice in the chicken, give it a real nice flavour. That in there. Take a fork or a spoon. We're just going to give it a good mix up. We're going to get all that lime juice coated on there. We're going to get all the chilli running through it, all the seasoning. And what you'll see will happen is the acid from the lime will start bringing the colour out of the red cabbage. So you're going to end up with a nice purple coloured slaw there. That needs to sit. So you probably want to get that done before you've done your chicken, so you can let that sit, let that acid work. It'll break it down a little bit, but you'll still have a nice crunch on top there. Steve's got a little dressing that he's made to finish off the dish when we do it.
So while James is finishing off the slaw, while we've got the yoghurt, we've taken a couple of 100 mils of yoghurt, a squeeze of lemon, and then some of the coriander, and we've just blitzed it with a stick blender, just so we can finish off the dish when we've done with it later. So we'll leave that there, and then we'll come back to that and we'll start char grilling off the chicken.
Steve's got a nice hot griddle pan there.
So we're going to take the chicken out of the marinade. You don't need any oil in this pan, and you're going to sit it on top of the char grill. You can hear it start to sizzle, and you're just going to leave it in place. Don't move it around, don't shake the pan, just let the chicken cook on the griddle bars, and then we'll take it off and turn it over later.
People usually make that mistake, don't they? As soon as it touches the bars, they think they should turn it.
Yeah.
But then that's when you end up with no marking on it, no colouring on it. So the longer you can leave it on that side, obviously don't let it burn, but let it sit on them bars and get that colour, because that's where your flavour's going to come from. It's almost replicating a barbecue, isn't it, Steve? That
it is. You get that nice charred, almost black effect on one side.
Yeah. You can smell it coming off the marinade. You can smell it coming off the chicken now. It does smell nice. It reminds you of that summertime barbecue.
Yeah.
It does.
We'll just leave that sat there. I'll let that colour up on one side. We'll slowly start to turn the chicken over. You can see it's now starting to colour. The longer you leave it, the better the bar marks you're going to get on there. See, that was a much better one than that one. Just turn them over gently.
So we've pre-made our flatbread dough, which is self-raising flour, baking powder, pinch of salt and natural yoghurt. Just dusting it with a bit more flour because it's a little bit tacky and we want to get a nice dough. So this is no proving, no waiting for it to rise, nothing like that. So we're just going to get a nice ball of dough, then we're going to break it down. You will get quite a few flatbreads off this, to be honest. If it's still a bit tacky, just add a little bit more flour.
What do you reckon? You get about 12 off that?
Yeah, I reckon so, for the size. Obviously if you're doing bigger ones, halve it down. But I don't think you want massive ones, do you?
No.
You want to be able to taste the chicken and all that. So we're just going to form it into a nice smooth ball, and we're going to take a little touch off it. Still a tiny bit sticky there. That's it. Nice and soft, nice pliable dough. So we're going to take a little bit off, little ball, flour your surface. Get your dough on there, we'll move that excess out of the way. Flatten it down with your fingers first, before you get the rolling pin on it. I'm going to take a rolling pin, a little bit of flour, and a little bit, roll it out.
If you haven't got a rolling pin at all, just press it out with your fingers,
Yeah.
or any glass bottle, a wine bottle, a milk bottle.
Yeah, of course you can. Press it out like that. It will stretch as well. We're not looking for anything huge. We want it just fill the bottom of that pan really. Make sure it's even. So it's pliable, pretty stretchy. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use the tiniest little bit of oil in the pan. Got one? Yep, it's only a tiny little bit just to stop it sticking. And then basically we're going to go straight in flatbread. If it gets a little bit of colour on it, that's nice. I like a little bit of colour on the bread, a little bit of the char flavour will come through. So, just check it. You can see it there, coming along nicely, got some nice brown colour on it there. It's very light bread, it's not a heavy bread. So what we're going to do now, is got a nice colour on that side, we'll flip it over. Let it cook on both sides, don't rush it. Because it is in a pan, it will cook a lot faster than it is in the oven, and we've rolled it out nice and thin. So it's literally a couple of minutes, and it should puff up a bit because it's got a little bit of the baking powder in it, so it should have a little bit of a rise. So let that cook out. So the bread's just finishing off now. We're just turning it over continuously, so we'll let it warm on one side, warm on the other. We don't want to burn it, but we want to make sure that flour's cooked. Eating raw flour is not nice at all. So to me that looks nice and cooked there, so we're going to take it out of the pan, chuck it on the board.
Are we going to put the slaw on the side or in the
You can build it however you want, it's totally up to you. So we've obviously got the slaw there, you've got your nice chicken.
Let's go put some chicken in there. I suggest if you're doing this for more than one, do your chicken in your pan, put it onto a tray, just put it in the oven just to keep it warm. I'm going to put a little bit of the yoghurt, and coriander and lemon onto that. Fold it and we just press it down slightly. Set that onto there with a bit of coriander and some lemon, some lime.
And then you've got your slaw that you've made there, nice and vibrant, just on the side. And there you have it, you've got your homemade spiced yoghurt kebab with flatbread and pink cabbage slaw.